I look like a sausage in a shirt when I do this. Which does very nicely bring me on to the subject I want to talk about, and that is developing a self-deprecating sense of humour. And in order to do that, I don't want to look like a sausage anymore, so I got up. And it all falls down. Lovely. I'm slim again. But RSD is something that a lot of neurodivergents live with. And to me, there's two ways of doing it. You can either A, develop a self-deprecating sense of humour so you learn to laugh at yourself. And in doing so, you learn to see where the attacks are going to come from before they hit, and you're able to put up walls and deal with them because you've already made fun of them, you've already made light of them, you've had a laugh at yourself. Now, some people find that is very, very difficult to deal with, and if they perceive anybody is making light of them, they get extremely angry, and that makes life very difficult for those in the vicinity when these righteous men, usually men, absolutely explode because they perceive somebody's taking the piss out of them. And that comes into other areas of life. Now, when they're public figures, nobody says, oh, they explode with rage. They just say they're mercurial. It's a simple way of saying somebody's an absolute twat. They're mercurial. They're not. They're just extremely insensitive to anybody else's feelings and usually quite narcissistic. Now, it's very difficult to deal with neurodivergents who take that point of view, that they refuse to accept any criticism. Because if we don't accept any developmental feedback, how are we going to develop? How are we going to learn? Because the way I perceive I come across is very different from the way everybody else perceives the way I come across. So when people give me feedback, that's fine. I might not like it at the time, but it's important to be open to it. That way I can develop. And certainly when I was in the army for 10 years, where everybody took the piss out of each other, you learn to be quite self-deprecating in your humour, and it just helps.